What's good, y'all? It's that boy, Easy Millions, and I'm your host of that boy, ETV. You already know, man, we are back on FragPunk, and boy, oh boy, I gotta say this, man. I have been sleeping, and I mean, I've been dead tired of sleep on these marksman rifles, man. As you can see here in the background, we are going out there with, I believe it's called the Bad Moon marksman rifle, and boy, oh boy, I'm surprised it took me this long to actually pick up a marksman rifle and really use it in here. Like, I have used it once before when, you know how eventually you can't pick certain weapons and it kind of forces you onto one. So I kind of used it then. But as of recently, now I pretty much play nothing but marksman. I only switch off to the other ones when I'm not able to use the marksman. Now, for any of those that haven't played with a marksman rifle yet, you do have two options. You have one that's silenced. That's the one that I'm using here in the gameplay, the Bad Moon, I believe it's called. And then you have another one, which is unsilenced. Now, the unsilenced one does do more damage to the head and to the body, opposed to the silenced one. But it has a slower fire rate, I believe, and it has less bullets in the mag. But if I'm not mistaken, it's not even that much. Like, I think it's like maybe 3 or 4 bullets less than the sniper one. I mean, the silenced one. But the silenced one also doesn't show up on the map the same way that other guns do. So at least with that, I believe you don't show up when you're shooting on the map with the silenced version. But if you have not picked up these marksman, I highly suggest that you do. These are much better at holding angles than using something like an assault rifle or even an SMG. These are also better at range. Now, it does require you to have, I would say, pretty decent skill because, you know, if you're out here shooting and missing your shots, you're pretty much going to lose. Now, you want to make sure to hit headshots. Is that where you get the most love for? But I think it only takes about I think it's anywhere between 2 to 4 shots to kill with a marksman rifle. If you can get a headshot, it only takes you 2 shots, right? And think about it. A lot of times people are playing with low health. So a lot of times you might even one-tap somebody with this thing. So I'm telling you now, if you have not tried out these marksman rifles, please give them a try. And actually, don't even worry about giving them a try because I'll go ahead and abuse them my damn self. So you can go ahead and get dropped off by them. But if you have not tried them, you might as well go ahead and test them out, man. Now, another thing I want to talk about is something that I was talking to my homeboy about. And it's the fact that, you know, maybe there should be a couple more Lancers. They only brought one new Lancer in with the latest Season 2 update that we got. And I'm not going to lie. At first, I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, we at least got a new one, right? But honestly, maybe they should have added 2. Now, again, I was not here for the release of Season 1, so I'm not sure. I think Chum might have been released in Season 1. So maybe 1 Lancer per season. But I would try to do probably 2 Lancers per season. I would do 1 in the initial release of the season. And then probably 1 like midway through. This way, you know, you're keeping players engaged outside of just events and limited time modes. And of course, and we all know, the more Lancers you have in there, the better. Now, the one thing I will say is it seems like all these Lancers are used. I've seen competition. I watch rank play on Twitch, and it seems like for the most part, all Lancers are viable in this game. There's not one Lancer that I would say is useless at all. So I guess right now they are doing great as far as creating them. But again, I wish that they kind of would have just added 1 more with the season. On top of the polar bear, I forgot what his name is. On top of the polar bear, I would have liked for them to say, hey, we will be getting like 2 of them. This way we could just have a little bit more variety out there. And the same thing kind of goes with the maps, right? We only got 1 new map. It would have been nice to get 2. But again, I get it. I'm happy with the update overall. But again, it would have just been nice to have 2 and have a little bit more diversity in the map pool. Because basically how it feels from Season 1 to Season 2, you only see 1 new map. So basically, if you've been grinding rank, you pretty much play the same maps all the time. And then when you finally got some new ones, they only really gave you 1, which you probably don't really see that often. So, you know, it is a little weird that they didn't give you a little bit more, especially if they want to keep players more on and engaged. Because, you know, players nowadays have extremely short attention spans. Now, since we are talking about the Lancer, right, there's something I want to know. The polar bear has one ability where he throws out a blind, right? So I play with my homeboy who actually was using the polar bear, and he throws out his blind, and I get blinded, right? Why am I, as his teammate, being blinded by his flare? Now, I get it. In other games, I normally would your teammates aren't usually affected by these things. And even in this one, I don't see the purpose on why I should be blinded. I can understand if you want the user, like the polar bear user himself, to be blinded if he throws his thing and looks at it. But if he throws it and I'm just happen to be around, I do not see why I'm the one being blinded. It's kind of weird. But let me know how y'all feel about this one right here. Is this just a little pet peeve of mine? Am I tripping on this? But I feel like I've played, multiple other shooters that had flashbangs in them. And I'm pretty sure that, if you throw out a flashbang, it does not affect your teammates. And I'm talking about this flashbang in this game. You don't have to be directly looking at it. You just have to be looking in the general direction. Speaking of flashes, it's the same thing with Corona. I thought for a fact that Corona's blinding effect only worked if you were within his sight line. So when he pushes forward, anyone in front of him, anyone within that screen would be blinded, right? Apparently that's not how it works. Apparently let's say you're hiding around a corner and he dashes into the room with that blind. Even if his back is to you, you're still blinded. I don't understand that. Why am I blinded if he's not even looking at me? That's giving him a get out of jail free card in my opinion. And I feel like he should have to at least be looking at you to get his blind off. He should at least have to be looking in your direction, or you have to be on his screen. Even if he's not looking directly at you, you should have to at least be on the screen to be blinded. There's no reason he should be able to dash past me with his back to me, and when I try to shoot him in the back, I'm getting blinded by his ability. His ability should not protect him from behind. It should only work in front. Should not protect him from behind. But let me know how y'all feel about that too. Am I tripping on that? And again, am I tripping on the fact that I don't think that teammates' flashbangs should affect their teammates? It can affect the person throwing it in the enemy, but it should not affect his teammates. Because that shit got me killed. I'm not going to lie. Motherfucker threw that shit out. My ass was blinded, didn't know where to go. Ended up running out and getting shot. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's just one of them things. But let me know how y'all feel about those two things. Do y'all think Corona should be able to blind you even when his back is to you? And do y'all think that those flashes should affect your teammate as well? Now, the last thing I want to go ahead and touch on before we get up out of here is going to be the next event that we are getting, which will be called the Shardverse Tour. And with this, we are going to be getting a couple of new skins, primarily for the female characters, as there will be one for Arua, Kismet, Sonar, Hollow Point, and Nitro. So it also looks like here on this picture, we are actually getting our first look at what will be the new Lancer as Aura, as you can see there on the base. So not only are we getting a new event, but we are also soon getting a new Lancer, who I'm assuming will be Aura, who is the one they had there on the base. So I can't wait for them to bring in a new Lancer. Bringing a new Lancer just, allows us to play the game a whole different way and just brings more excitement. But if they're doing it the way they have been doing it, we will get a Lancer along with a map. So I'm just looking forward to all of that, because we did get a whole bunch of shard cards as well, man. But for anyone playing Sonar, Hollow Point, or Nitro, y'all got some dope skins coming for this event. So make sure y'all do hop on and play it, as it will start on the 24th of this month. So that'll be next week. So make sure y'all do get on, hop on, and knock out these challenges. Or I don't know if it's going to be challenges, or you just need to spend playtime in the event, which a lot of times is what you basically end up having to do. So just make sure you hop on and grab them skins, man. And also let me know, are y'all excited? And do y'all think that Aura, who we just saw here in this picture, will be the next Lancer, man? Let me know down in them comments, and let's get a conversation started, baby. But until then, I got the rest of this gameplay here in the background for y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy that, man. But as always, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, become a supporter, and catch me streaming on Facebook Gaming and Twitch at ThatBoyETV. Now, catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.